Daddy, KC0VII Tom, and little doggy got up from her nap. We're down here at Halverson Park. It is the maiden voyage of the new camper. Quite interesting weekend, going from a 23-foot Class C to a 14-foot, 15-foot teardrop. Still learning how to run the bathroom, trying to get in and out of the bathroom. I'm no longer scraping my head going in and out of it. And you smell that doggy down there. Okay. This is being filmed on Mother's Day morning. It's a gorgeous, we'll spin around here. It's a gorgeous day here at Halverson. Very little wind, sunshine, a lot of birds singing. There's a couple of muskrats running up and down the river this morning, swimming up and down. We are, hope all the mothers, by the time you watch this, Mother's Day will be done. Hope you had a good Mother's Day, and we'll go from there. This week has been really interesting with all the solar activity. We had multiple flares, as you can see, and it looked like every day there was one or two, or at least one for a while, and they were getting up to M's and X's. And when you get a flare like that, the initial energy from the flare will ionize the upper atmosphere, so it kind of knocks down the HF traffic. Then a couple days later, the rest of the plasma, the rest of the energy, the plasma part of the flare hits the ionosphere, energizes it, so that's where you get your auroras from. And usually when you get a good aurora, you can bounce some signals off that, and it's a little garbly, because that's not a flat surface, but you can, it's like, bouncing off a good hot thermal, but you can go farther with auroras. And what was interesting about Friday night, and here's some shots from Friday night. Then again, it happened on Saturday night. What was happening this week is we'd get the first flare, ionize the upper atmosphere, then by the time the plasma reached up, we had another flare. So we had plasma hitting the upper atmosphere and a shot of X-ray, the first batch of energy, neutralizing the HF traffic. So it was just, you had these conditions that should have had good HF traffic, good bouncing signals, and it wasn't. And this is going to continue on for a few more days the way it sounds with all the activities. So Sunday night here, we'll probably have some more. I'm going to be sleeping. I got to get some sleep to go for work on Monday. An event like this is, well, it's not rare. It's not really common. This just happens once, probably in a lifetime. In talking to a lot of people Saturday here in North Iowa, they've never seen aurora like we had Friday night. You just couldn't believe it. To your eye, it came out first as just a white cloud, but if you use your phone or a camera, you could see the colors, and later towards the middle of the evening, about midnight I guess, that's when you actually start seeing the colors with your eyes. So Saturday we had some clouds in the area that was hampering, but we still had, again, you can see that white veil up there, and you use your phone. The colors were more, I won't say bland, they were more spread out. They weren't sharp areas that were, your greens and your purples and your reds. So, but very cool if you've ever seen them. I have seen auroras off and on throughout my life. I remember the first time I remember seeing them is Dad came home from work like 2 in the morning. He was working nights at the hormone plant, got all his kids up. We went down in the front yard, was watching it. We were out there for like an hour. Ma came out to see what was going on and just had, your typical, these kids, you got to go to school in the morning. But it was worth the effort. I mean, Dad, really thank Dad for doing that, Papa. But again, we're going to see a lot of this. The Aurora Activity, it looks like solar cycle 25 is, we're going to be at the peak next year. So you can imagine what the peak is going to be like if we're not even at it and we're seeing a lot of stuff. And so keep your eyes to the skies, keep your websites, spaceweather.live is one I use a lot, and along with some other ones to check what's going on. And we'll get through this. And there's been mumbling, some chatter, people are worried about having another Carrington effect. Carrington was an astronomer who noticed a very large sunspot, and it did one massive X-ray flare. And this was back in the 1800s, 1880 something. The telegraph operators for the railroad noticed that their telegraphs were clicking by themselves. So much energy was being absorbed by their wires, which are like large antennas. It was actually starting equipment on fire. So yeah, if something like that would happen at that level, it would probably knock a lot of the power grid offline for a while, for a day or two till they got them all reset. Satellite communication would be affected. Even what was going on this week was affecting some of your internet satellite traffic, I heard, and along with GPSs, they weren't down completely, but they were no longer in the green status or down in the yellow status, which means be careful when you're using it. It's just part of technology. So, like it says, we got a list of stuff we got to change for next week's camping excursion, stuff I forgot, stuff I need to, now this didn't work, we got to find something better. And little Gertha is just so active. So, on that, 7-3, the adventure begins. Be sure to tell your friends, neighbors, other hams. Subscribe, hit that bell to get notification when new videos come out. Add comments below. 7-3, everybody. What? Hey. 3, 2,